I'll tell you one thing, women talking, it definitely lives up to its name. If you really like a lot of dialogue and a lot of talkiness, this is your film. Lots of monologues. Buckle up, let's talk about it. Do nothing, stay and fight, or leave. In 2010, the women of an isolated religious community grapple with reconciling a brutal reality with their faith. The film stars Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley, Frances McDormand, Judith Ivey, Emily Mitchell, and many others, and was directed by Sarah Polley. I saw that this film was supposed to come out around Christmas time, and then it got to be a limited release, and it never came to my theater, and then I saw it was going to be released wide and back in the early part of January, and then they moved it again to later part of January. Randomly, I saw that it was going to be in a theater, and it was only 2 showtimes, so I never got a chance to actually watch it in the theater. So I just kind of gave up and just didn't see it in the theater, and I was like, I'll just wait till VOD. So that's what I did for this film. I didn't really have really big, high expectations for this film. However, though, it has a really good cast, and I think the cast here is what really brings me into the movie. The film really reminded me of a play based on the fact of the dialogue and the one centralized location. The performances here are pretty good. They actually hold some emotional weight to them. Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley are the standouts here. Jessie Buckley, she had a phenomenal performance last year when she was in Men, so I'm really liking her performances lately, and some of the other movies that I've watched her in lately, she's really coming along. So I think she's definitely an actress to really look out for. The film plays out like a big monologue, oftentimes using flashbacks to show where the characters were at that given time. And those flashbacks really give an indication as to why the women are at the point they are in their lives. The colors, I've heard a lot of complaints about the colors. The colors are very much washed out in this film, and that's mainly because this film is a very depressing, moody kind of film. So picture if you ever painted before and you take the brush and you dip it into the water and the water becomes really dirty and murky. That's kind of the color scheme of this film. I have an underlying respect for these women, and I have empathy for their particular predicament, and I often wondered if they were going to resort to violence based on what they had been through. The main thing that kind of took away from the film is the fact that you never see the aggressors on screen at any point in time, so you never feel like the characters have really any sense of danger at any point. And I felt that because we don't see that on screen, I had problems really connecting with the film. It was a very stagnant film, and I really wanted the film to really get going, but I understood that this wasn't going to be a big action flick kind of film. But at the same time, I found that there were shocking points with the flashbacks, and there was some comedy, which was okay. But I really think that the tone kind of struggled a little bit through the film. I found that it was a little bit uneven at points. It felt a little bit bland to me, and while there is some interesting ideas and some questions to really actually ask about this film, and of course you can have a little bit of hook here with certain characters, I just felt like the dialogue became a little bit repetitive for me, and I found at certain points in the film, I just felt like we just kept doing things in circles over and over again. And even though it has some interesting ideas, I just don't really think it really all comes together, and it feels like it's just not baked to the fullest. So for me, I just feel like it's an okay film at best, and I personally wouldn't watch this film again. I would give a score of this film a 2.5 out of 5. It's an okay film. The biggest caution that I can really say about this film, if you're looking for some big action or lots of drama, you're not going to get it with this film. It's more so centralized in this one location where women are talking and they're deciding what they should do for themselves, and a lot of flashbacks. That's really this film in a nutshell. If you guys have watched this film, let me know in the comments. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it just kind of meh? And if you haven't seen it, is it something you're going to watch? Thank you guys for watching this review, and I will see you guys on my next review.